kilometers. Narrow escapes. In places like the Serengeti or Liuwa, migration is an unavoidable part of the journey to survive. What will these wild animals do to make it to the very end? On the plains of western Zambia, Liuwa Plain stretches out like an arena spanning more than 3,000 square kilometers. Like every other savanna arena, lions are the symbol of this place. But no one commands more respect than Lady Liuwa. After enduring so much loss, she survived as the strongest, yet also utterly alone. Ironically, Liuwa Plain is a land of abundance. Get ready, because the migration season is almost here. Not as vast or thunderous as the Serengeti. The wildebeest migration in Liuwa Plain has a beauty all its own. 45 to 50,000 wildebeest take the leading role in this action drama. Alongside them come zebras, tsesebes, red lechwes, nearly all the most familiar species. In November, tens of thousands of blue wildebeest pour into the heart of Liuwa Plain. This is not simply a mass gathering, but a biological strategy. By giving birth at the same time within an extremely short window, the herd bets on sheer numbers to overwhelm the predator's ability to feed, ensuring that at least a percentage of the calves will make it through those turbulent first weeks. For a solitary lioness, this is the most delicate time on the grassland. The air is thick not only with the moisture of the rainy season, but also with the powerful signals that draw in the greediest hunters of the savanna. But lions are not the only ones invited to this crimson feast. This group is strong enough to crush even the hardest thigh bones. Right at the center of the tightening ring, the worst possible scene is unfolding. Her body trembles, completely drained after hours of struggle to bring a new life into the world. Nature has no pause button, and it offers no mercy to the worn out. Just as the calf finds its footing and begins those first unsteady steps into a run, misfortune arrives. This plain is one of the places with the highest spotted hyena density in Africa. The hyena population here reaches into the hundreds, gathering in massive clans that can number up to 50 individuals each. Synchronized breeding is used to numb the enemy's ability to feed and protect the next generation. Even so, nature always finds a gap in every defense. In a world with no room for weakness, sacrifice is the only currency that keeps the bloodline going. The mother makes the ultimate choice, turns herself into an offering. Hyenas do not let go easily. These predators can be even more persistent than lions. A brutal but fair trade. Through the dust, that young life presses on, carrying the legacy of a mother's devotion in the heart of a kingdom ruled by predators. Among tens of thousands of its own kind, it will have to rise on its own. The migration moves on. This wildebeest calf is like a lone grain of sand in a storm of hardship. Normally, a young antelope needs its mother's milk to receive essential antibodies and a rich source of energy. But here, hunger has forced it to grow up too soon. Its survival is a miracle, but the grassland runs on the odds of loss. Its enemies do not come only from sharp teeth. Even within the herd, peril is always lurking beneath the tens of thousands of hooves of its own kind. Even the hope of finding care from other mothers is filled with bitterness. There is an unsettling overlap between the fate of this young antelope and Lady Liuwa. One is prey, one is a hunter. But both have been cast aside by violence and loneliness. Both have lost their families and now must redefine their place on this dry, unforgiving land. This journey is not only about wildebeest, plain zebra, red lechwa and sasabi as well. A vivid picture, but one that is also full of peril. January is when the rains come hard and fast. The ground drinks in so much water that the wildebeest grow hesitant. Only the red lechwe is happy about it. Instead of having small, sturdy hooves made for running on hard ground, the lechwe's hooves are long and able to spread wide. Their coats are covered with a natural oily layer that helps repel water. This keeps their bodies from becoming waterlogged and helps them stay warm when they spend most of the day standing in water. But this watery paradise is only a short-lived illusion. Unlike the dry savannas, where hunters tend to keep their distance from the water because of Nile crocodiles, the predators here are forced to adapt to the flooded land. Not just hyenas. African wild dogs have also proven themselves to be a formidable force. While most big cats rely on a sudden burst of speed over a short stretch, the African wild dog puts its trust in wearing its prey down. They communicate through low-frequency sounds and carefully measured glances. Before the hunt begins, the pack performs a strange democratic ritual. Once the choice is made, they form an unstoppable military unit with a hunting success rate of up to 70%. A number no apex predator can match. Watching quietly from afar, Lady Liuwa's eyes reflect the harsh contrast between a solitary fate and the ruthless unity of the African wild dog pack. This time, the target is a herd of red lechwe. 66 kilometers per hour. The strategy of splitting the herd and isolating individuals begins to pay off. The flawless coordination brings victory to the wild dog pack. Unlike the cruel pecking order of the spotted hyena, African wild dogs let the pups and injured members eat first. The red lechwe is dealt with quickly before darkness fully settles in. These nimble antelope are the main prey of wild dogs in Liuwa, but they also give them plenty of trouble. Female red lechwe do not have horns like the males, but their agility is still there. They are ready to move into deeper water to escape the pack, safer without wild dogs, but at the same time more uncertain with crocodiles nearby. Crocodiles do not see the antelope migration in Liuwa as an opening to seize. This wild plain is, in truth, their final destination. Nile crocodiles can hardly hide or hunt effectively in the shallow, crystal-clear waters of Liuwa Plain. Only in forceful rivers like the Mara can they truly show what they can do as hunters. At the border between Tanzania and Kenya, the Mara River is where ancient killers lie hidden. On its banks unfolds a 1,000-kilometer crusade for life, led by more than 1 million blue wildebeest, plains, zebra, and gazelles. The instinct to migrate is an unstoppable force. More than 1 million wildebeest split toward ideal river crossings, buried deep in their instincts. The antelope herd, stretching as far as 40 kilometers, gathers along steep, muddy riverbanks. But the first barrier is a group of massive hippopotamuses holding this stretch of water. These semi-aquatic animals can move at 40 kilometers per hour on land and possess a bite force 3 times stronger than that of an African lion. Hippos are extremely strict with anything passing through the waters they have claimed. There has never been an exception, not even for crocodiles. Even though meat is not on their menu, they will still drive off any uninvited presence within sight. More and more antelope keep arriving. The hippos can feel that pressure. They will give way. A breathtaking river crossing. Amid the choking dust and desperate cries, an orphaned wildebeest calf falls behind, exhausted, staggering, and trapped in the river of no return. The Masai Mara River is never still. At strategic crossing points, the fast-moving water conceals ancient armor. The kings of the river are patiently taking their positions. Nile crocodiles are the largest freshwater reptiles in Africa, with lengths that can exceed 5 meters. These reptiles have remained almost unchanged for 200 million years. Time seems to have forgotten them beneath the rivers. Or more simply, they have always been too perfect for brutal hunts. These hunters possess highly sensitive pressure receptors along their jaws, allowing them to detect even the slightest movement from prey, even in darkness or muddy water. There is no warning. They wield jaws lined with 64 to 68 conical teeth built to clamp down and crush. Their bite can reach 22,000 newtons, a force powerful enough to leave prey helpless in an instant. Though they often act alone, Nile crocodiles know very well how to work together when prey this large appears. When one unlucky animal draws the crocodile's focus, the rest of the antelope run as fast as they can. The savanna does not run on mercy for the individual, but on the survival of the herd. Even after the first blood price has been collected, the herd does not break apart. They have to be fast, and then even faster. Many more antelope are still behind them. The ribbon of life formed by the blue wildebeest herd stretches as far as 40 kilometers. On another riverbank, steep and muddy, the sheer sandy chutes become a real trap for legs already worn down after a 1,000-mile journey. After the hippopotamus herd reluctantly gives way, the flood of life truly erupts. Wildebeest calf falls behind. A river beast has latched onto the young wildebeest. On journeys this long, the calves often do not have the stamina to keep up with the herd. They are usually shielded in the middle by their mothers or other adults. Drained after the long journey, it can hardly hold on any longer once something clamps onto its leg. It needs something to brace against. Trying to reach the rocky bank or a shallow patch of water is a smart move. Not easy. Thankfully, it is not a very large Nile crocodile, and there are no others nearby. A small body, but extraordinary resolve. Straighten up, little soldier. safety is only a temporary luxury. One brave plain zebra has just slipped free from the jaws of a Nile crocodile, its body trembling from exhaustion and trauma. With an average shoulder height of 1.4 meters and a weight of up to 300 kilograms, this zebra should have been able to enjoy a moment of recovery on the green bank. Exhausted and hurt in the leg, the zebra has almost no chance left. In the Mara, the end can come from every direction. But nature does not allow pause. There is only one way forward. And through thick and thin, each creature can find a chance to pull through despite the blood-soaked losses. Lady Liuwa, the legendary lion of Zambia, is the clearest symbol of that way of life. As the only big cat meant to live in a pride, she learned to live alone, in harmony with the entire ecosystem and even with people. Her life inspires every other solitary soul. King's Pool, a deep green oasis, appears like a quiet pause in the harsh symphony of Liuwa Plain. By the end of the 20th century, Lady Liuwa's family was one of the few lion prides still left in a land where hyenas had already risen to prominence. But poachers knew no limit. The only lioness left alive became the focus of all the conservation staff. Yet to the hyenas, she was an outsider, with no place. With no other lions left, she sought companionship from people. But she needed a new family, and that was no easy thing. In 2009, 2 male lions were reintroduced to live with Lady Liuwa, but she had already lost the ability to become a mother. So conservationists helped her become a guardian to other lionesses. After many rescue and conservation efforts, the only lioness left beside Lady Liuwa was Seppo, the female that gave birth in 2012. Just as the pride was growing stronger again, another setback appeared when the 2 males left the park and moved into Angola. One was removed by villagers, but the other made it safely back to Liuwa on his own and became the resident male there. On November 15, 2016, it was confirmed that Seppo had given birth to 2 more lion cubs, fathered by the resident male. Although Lady Liuwa could not have cubs of her own, she was seen helping raise many of Seppo's litters over the years. At last, she had a family of her own. On August 9, 2017, just one day before World Lion Day, Lady Liuwa passed away from natural causes, bringing an inspiring life journey to its close. She had helped care for Liuwa Plain's future lions. To this day, the lion population is gradually recovering, though its numbers are still quite modest compared with the hyenas. They reached about 16 in 2022 and rose to around 20 individuals during the 2024 to 2025 period. In the world of the African lion, solitude is not just a state of mind. It is a delayed sentence hanging overhead. For an ordinary lioness, ultimate strength lies in the pride structure. where group coordination is the key to bringing down massive prey and guarding territory. But for Lady Liuwa, all the age-old laws of nature had been torn away by the harsh reality of poaching. To endure, she had to make every stride count. Rather than only hiding in tall grass, Lady Liuwa learned to climb high into the branches of fig trees. This was not only an ideal resting place to escape the scorching heat that can rise above 37 degrees Celsius in the dry season, but also a strategic lookout point. Now, with the lion pride growing larger, they can finally carry out more complex hunts. The males rarely join the hunt, but when the prey weighs several hundred kilograms, like buffalo, they have to show their strength and influence to the females. In the end, only the female warriors remain. The predator's persistence has won the day. The patience of the spotted hyena clan is finally rewarded with an eruption of violence and chaos. With a bite force even stronger than an African lion's, these predators are masters of pressure, using fear to break their prey's will. In the whirlwind of extreme panic as the entire blue wildebeest herd scatters, the orphaned wildebeest calf makes a mistake that could cost it everything. It runs straight into the middle of a zebra herd. For a trembling young life overwhelmed by fear, those black and white stripes, meant to throw predators off, now become a maze with no way out. And yet, fortune is on its side. Amid the chaos of pounding hooves and red dust, the calf manages to recognize the scent and signals of its own kind in time, returning to the main herd before those hungry jaws can close in. Liuwa Plain never keeps the same face for long. When November arrives, the sky is torn open by heavy rains, pouring down 700 to 1,200 millimeters each year. The plain quickly turns into a vast inland sea. This is the season of great movement. Under the pressure of rising water, the herds must follow their storm compass in search of higher ground, where the vegetation still holds enough nourishment to keep life moving. In the misty veil of the rainy season, the once fragile wildebeest calf is no longer a creature standing at the edge of fate. It has grown, shedding the softness of youth and carrying the solid muscles and sharp instincts of a seasoned survivor. Now, it officially becomes one link in the herd's shared intelligence among more than 40,000 blue wildebeest. Its journey is part of the great epic of migration, where each individual contributes to the survival of the bloodline. Nature may have no room for weakness, but it always reserves a place of honor for those who hold their ground until their very last breath in a kingdom ruled by predators. In the world of predators, solitude is often a delayed final sentence. But for a lion, it is a declaration of war against fate. Even when facing the overwhelming numbers of the hyena's harsh matriarchal order, the lioness still holds a weapon more powerful than claws, the presence of a queen. As the migration season nears its end, prey grows scarce. The lioness must hold some back for herself and for her pride. The hyenas are wary of the lioness's ferocity, but they are just as stubborn. They know they outnumber her, and they will look for an opening even if it lasts only a moment. The lioness must stay extremely alert. When the migrating herd of more than 40,000 blue wildebeest begins to move on with the call of the rainy season, the lionesses raised beside Lady Liuwa make a decision. They choose to stay, accepting the fate of becoming the guardians of beloved Liuwa Plain, even as the dry season heat here can rise above 35 degrees Celsius and food grows harder to find. They are guarding hope for a great return, for Liuwa in particular, and for Zambia as a whole. Zambia is a landlocked country deep in the heart of southern Africa, with more than 30% of its territory protected within national parks and nature reserves. Its rich natural resources, including minerals, old-growth forests, fresh water sources, and diverse wildlife, make it an ecological gem in the heart of Africa. Zambia's biodiversity is remarkably rich, with about 3,543 species of wild flowering plants, of which 53% are rare species. In terms of wildlife, Zambia is home to 242 mammal species, including many endemic ones, 757 bird species, including 100 non-breeding migratory species, and 470 species that breed within the country, and 490 fish species across 24 families. The country also takes pride in 20 national parks of various sizes. Some parks have especially high wildlife density and draw large numbers of visitors, with Kafue National Park being the most famous. Kafue National Park is the largest national park in Zambia, covering approximately 22,400 square kilometers, an area comparable to the size of Massachusetts. It is the second largest national park in Africa and is home to 152 species of mammals. Additionally, there are 515 bird species, 70 reptile species, 58 fish species, and 36 amphibian species. The park is named after the Kafue River. It spans across 3 provinces, northwestern, central, and southern. The main access route is via the Lusaka-Mongu Road, which cuts through the park's north-central region. In the northern part of the park, the floodplains are characterized by clay-rich soils. Elsewhere, the landscape is dominated by heavily leached, nutrient-poor sandy-to-sandy loam soils. In most of the Nanzila River drainage basin and certain areas around the Nkala, Musa, and Lwansanza rivers, black-grey alkaline clay soils are present. Kafue is a paradise for birdwatchers. Thanks to its exceptional variety of habitats, The park boasts over 500 recorded bird species, nearly as many as the entire continent of Europe. This ecologically diverse park is also renowned for its wide range of antelope species, with a total of 20 different species inhabiting the area. Southeast African cheetah is one of the fastest predators on the planet. With speeds exceeding 97 kilometers per hour, it holds the title of the world's fastest land mammal, a true symbol of speed and endurance in the wild. Cheetahs have a long evolutionary history, first appearing on Earth over 2.5 million years ago. As one of the most widespread cheetah subspecies, they inhabit the grasslands and savannas of sub-Saharan Africa. In Zambia, they roam the savannas, open grasslands, and arid regions of Kafue National Park, where food is abundant, but threats from larger predators remain constant. The cheetah's body is built for speed. A lightweight frame, long legs, and semi-retractable claws enhance traction while running. A large chest cavity allows for maximum oxygen intake during acceleration, while its long tail provides precise balance and steering during sharp turns. Its golden yellow coat, sometimes tinged with a metallic sheen, has a white underbelly and is covered in dense black spots, offering excellent camouflage in grassy plains. Unlike most big cats, which are primarily nocturnal hunters, cheetahs are active during the day, especially in the early morning and late afternoon. Hunting in daylight helps them avoid competition with nocturnal predators. However, despite their speed advantage, their hunting success rate is only about 50%, as prey often makes sharp turns or escapes into difficult terrain. A cheetah's hunt is a battle of speed and endurance. It stalks its prey silently, using tall grass for cover. Once within 50 to 100 meters, it launches into a sudden sprint, reaching full speed in just 3 seconds. During the chase, it uses its flexibility and quick direction changes to stay close to its target. A well-timed strike with its claws, followed by a precise bite to the throat or nape, brings the hunt to an end. After taking down its prey, the Southeast African cheetah cannot eat immediately. Its body overheats from the extreme exertion of the chase. It must rest for 5 to 10 minutes, panting heavily to cool down before feeding. Unlike lions with their strength or hyenas with their endurance, cheetahs rely solely on speed. This forces them to eat as quickly as possible. However, due to their fast-eating habits and the constant risk of losing their meal to scavengers, they only manage to consume about 40% of the prey they catch. Across the endless floodplains, impalas move gracefully through the tall grass, wading through shallow waters in search of food. This is one of Africa's most common antelope species. Their sleek, reddish-brown coat allows them to blend seamlessly into the savanna landscape, while the pale white underbelly creates a striking contrast. Males possess lyre-shaped horns that range from 50 to 90 centimeters in length, while females remain hornless. These horns serve as both a symbol of dominance within the herd and a weapon in fierce battles for mating rights. When faced with a predator, impalas rely on speed and agility to escape. They can leap up to 3 meters high and cover distances of 10 meters in a single bound, allowing them to clear shrubs or small streams with ease. One of their most effective defense tactics is erratic jumping, rapidly changing direction to confuse predators. If cornered, they may hide among dense vegetation, using the thick foliage as a natural shield against prying eyes. Lechwe is one of Africa's most distinctive antelope species, known for its unique survival strategy in shallow water habitats, an environment where few mammals can thrive. Only males possess long, spiraled, lyre-shaped horns, which serve as crucial weapons in territorial battles. Their legs are covered with a natural water-resistant coating, allowing them to run swiftly even when submerged up to their knees. With longer hind legs than front legs, they can leap powerfully and move with agility through the water. When sensing danger, they instinctively dash into deeper waters, an effective survival tactic that helps them evade predators. The morning sun shines across the vast grasslands of Kafue National Park, revealing deep footprints imprinted in the soil. Not far away, a pack of African wild dogs is preparing for an early hunt. With their slender yet powerful bodies, they are among the most efficient predators of the African savanna, boasting a higher hunting success rate than both lions and spotted hyenas. Since ancient times, African wild dogs have adapted to a pack-hunting lifestyle. The oldest known fossils of this species, dating back 200,000 years, were discovered in Hayonim Cave, Israel. A defining feature of these predators is their specialized teeth, which are proportionally larger than those of any other carnivore, allowing them to tear apart prey with ease. They are medium-sized canines, standing 60 to 75 centimeters tall, with a body length of 71 to 112 centimeters and weighing between 18 and 20 kilograms, 36 kilograms. Their uniquely mottled fur patterns are distinct for each individual, providing excellent natural camouflage. Their large, rounded ears not only enhance hearing, but also help regulate body temperature. Unlike many large carnivores, African wild dogs have a tight-knit social structure, typically living in stable packs of 2 to 27 individuals. Each pack follows a clear hierarchy where females often hold dominance. As males age, they may be replaced by younger, stronger individuals, ensuring that the pack maintains its hunting efficiency and strength. Pack members exhibit strong bonds by sharing food, caring for pups, and supporting injured individuals. The hunting strategy of African wild dogs is a masterful blend of speed, coordination, and tactical precision. Unlike lions or leopards, which rely on ambush tactics, African wild dogs engage in high-speed pursuits, exhausting their prey before bringing it down. When attacking, they approach silently, then suddenly accelerate to 66 kilometers per hour, sustaining this speed for 10 to 60 minutes. If the prey is a large antelope like an impala, they target the legs, belly, and hips to weaken it. For smaller prey, they swiftly pull it down and dispatch it within seconds. This rapid hunting style minimizes the risk of larger predators stealing their food. Unlike most predators, African wild dogs prioritize feeding their pups first, rather than allowing the dominant pair to eat first, one of the most complex social behaviors in the animal kingdom. Today, African wild dogs are classified as endangered on the IUCN Red List. With a global population of only 6,600 individuals, of which fewer than 1,500 are mature adults. Southeast African cheetah is one of the fastest predators on the planet. With speeds exceeding 97 kilometers per hour, it holds the title of the world's fastest land mammal, a true symbol of speed and endurance in the wild. Cheetahs have a long evolutionary history, first appearing on Earth over 2.5 million years ago. As one of the most widespread cheetah subspecies, they inhabit the grasslands and savannas of sub-Saharan Africa. In Zambia, they roam the savannas, open grasslands, and arid regions of Kafue National Park, where food is abundant, but threats from larger predators remain constant. The cheetah's body is built for speed. A lightweight frame, long legs, and semi-retractable claws enhance traction while running. A large chest cavity allows for maximum oxygen intake during acceleration, while its long tail provides precise balance and steering during sharp turns. Its golden yellow coat, sometimes tinged with a metallic sheen, has a white underbelly and is covered in dense black spots, offering excellent camouflage in grassy plains. Distinct tear-like black markings running from the eyes to the mouth reduce sun glare, improving vision during hunts. Unlike most big cats, which are primarily nocturnal hunters, cheetahs are active during the day, especially in the early morning and late afternoon. Hunting in daylight helps them avoid competition with nocturnal predators. However, despite their speed advantage, their hunting success rate is only about 50%, as prey often makes sharp turns or escapes into difficult terrain. A cheetah's hunt is a battle of speed and endurance. It stalks its prey silently, using tall grass for cover. Once within 50 to 100 meters, it launches into a sudden sprint, reaching full speed in just 3 seconds. During the chase, it uses its flexibility and quick direction changes to stay close to its target. A well-timed strike with its claws, followed by a precise bite to the throat or nape, brings the hunt to an end. After taking down its prey, the Southeast African cheetah cannot eat immediately. Its body overheats from the extreme exertion of the chase. It must rest for 5 to 10 minutes, panting heavily to cool down before feeding. Unlike lions with their strength or hyenas with their endurance, cheetahs rely solely on speed. This forces them to eat as quickly as possible. However, due to their fast-eating habits and the constant risk of losing their meal to scavengers, they only manage to consume about 40% of the prey they catch. Descending into regions with permanent water sources, where rivers and swamps merge into the vast ecosystem, the African clawless otter moves through the water with astonishing agility. As one of Africa's largest otter species, it is native to freshwater habitats across sub-Saharan Africa, except for the Congo Basin and arid desert regions. Kafue National Park provides an ideal habitat for this species, thanks to its abundant rivers and lakes, which offer a rich food supply and safe shelter. The African clawless otter has thick, sleek, water-resistant fur, which helps maintain body temperature even when diving for extended periods in cold water. Its forepaws lack claws, enhancing their sensitivity when searching for prey along riverbeds or muddy banks. Its stiff, highly sensitive whiskers play a crucial role in detecting even the slightest movements of prey in the water. The African clawless otter's diet consists primarily of crustaceans, fish, frogs, and worms. Its hunting strategy relies on rapid diving, using its front paws to dig through mud or flip over rocks in search of hidden prey. Once a catch is secured, it swiftly swims to shore to eat, rather than consuming its prey underwater like many other otter species. This behavior reduces the risk of being preyed upon or losing food to larger predators. In the stillness of the wetlands, a pair of wattled cranes stands tall among the swaying grasses, their posture both elegant and majestic. Reaching 175 centimeters in height with a wingspan of 260 centimeters, this largest crane species in Africa embodies both grace and strength, serving as an iconic presence in the continent's wetland ecosystems. The evolutionary history of the wattled crane is closely tied to vast wetland habitats, where they have adapted alongside aquatic vegetation, shaping their feeding and hunting behaviors according to seasonal water cycles. Today, most of their population is concentrated south of the Sahara Desert, particularly in Zambia, Botswana, and Mozambique. The wattled crane's diet is primarily aquatic, consisting of tubers and rhizomes from wetland sedges and water lilies. Additionally, they consume grains, grass seeds, and small insects. Foraging occurs mainly during daylight hours as they wade through shallow waters, using their long beaks to search for, extract, and peel plant roots or capture small crustaceans hidden in the mud. Alongside Kafue, South Luangwa National Park stands as one of Africa's premier wildlife reserves. Spanning approximately 9,050 square kilometers, South Luangwa National Park is nestled within the Luangwa Valley in eastern Zambia. The Luangwa River flows through the park, shaping natural lagoons and wetlands, providing a vital water source for the region's diverse ecosystem. The area surrounding South Luangwa is home to many local communities with rich cultural traditions. Visitors can participate in community tours, gaining insight into the customs, daily life, and heritage of the local people. The park itself is home to over 60 mammal species and more than 400 bird species. South Luangwa National Park is the exclusive habitat of the Thornycroft's giraffe, a Zambian endemic giraffe species. This geographical isolation has led to the development of a unique subspecies, bearing the marks of millions of years of evolutionary history. The Thornycroft's giraffe has a striking appearance. It stands tall and graceful, with a long, elegant neck and a coat covered in irregular dark brown patches, separated by white to pale yellow bands. Over time, males develop darker coats, a trait that can be used to estimate their age. Unlike giraffes in other regions, Thornycroft's giraffes display distinct coat patterns, making them an iconic symbol of South Luangwa. With its long, dexterous tongue, the Thornycroft's giraffe easily pulls leaves from the highest branches, reaching food sources inaccessible to most other animals. Its diet includes a variety of plant species, from deciduous trees during the rainy season to evergreens in the dry months. Despite its large size, the Thornycroft's giraffe is not a predator. However, it has a unique survival strategy. When detecting danger, it acts as a living alarm tower for the savanna. A single alert head raise from a giraffe is often enough to warn other animals in the vicinity. If attacked, it can defend itself with powerful kicks, delivering blows strong enough to incapacitate or even repel a full-grown lion. Beneath the sparse canopy, where sunlight filters through the brachystegia trees, a silent figure moves across the leaf-covered ground. Its golden spotted coat blends seamlessly with the interplay of light and shadow, rendering its movement nearly invisible. This is the leopard, a solitary hunter, silent yet undeniably powerful. Across the vast savannas and Miombo woodlands of Zambia, leopards roam scattered territories, favoring dense vegetation where they can stalk their prey undetected. Their population density remains low, ranging from 1 to 3 individuals per 100 square kilometers, depending on protection levels within different areas. Amidst the towering Miombo trees, the leopard moves slowly. It is neither rushed nor reckless. Every step is calculated with precision. Its sleek yet muscular body, agile limbs, and razor-sharp claws make it one of the most formidable predators on the planet. Each time it pauses, golden eyes reflect the evening light, scanning for even the slightest movement. Its sensitive whiskers detect every shift in the wind, every subtle vibration in the air. A lone impala strays from the herd, 50 meters away. The leopard lowers its body, hugging the earth, moving like a shadow. The distance shrinks. Each time the impala looks up, the leopard freezes, melting into its surroundings. At 10 meters, its muscles coil, poised like a drawn bowstring. In a lightning-fast burst, the leopard lunges forward, accelerating up to 58 kilometers per hour. Claws sink deep into the impala's throat, followed by a powerful bite. A force of 1,779 newtons, ending the struggle within seconds. But in the Miombo woodlands, a successful kill does not guarantee victory. Other predators lurk, ready to seize its hard-earned prize. The leopard knows this well. Summoning its immense strength, it drags the carcass high into the trees, beyond the reach of scavengers. With remarkable power, it hoists prey 3 times its body weight, more than 5 meters off the ground. There, hidden among the Miombo leaves, it enjoys its meal in peace. The scorching sun stretches across the parched grasslands of Zambia. A sable antelope moves silently among the low-lying shrubs, its watchful eyes scanning the vast terrain. Its dark brown to jet-black coat allows it to blend seamlessly into the savanna, concealing itself from predators. The sable antelope is a powerful species, distinguished by its impressive crescent-shaped horns, which can reach lengths of 165 centimeters. In many cultures, antelope horns are ground into powder, believed to enhance vitality. In some regions, they are also used to craft weapons or ceremonial artifacts. But in the wild, these majestic horns serve as the sable antelope's greatest defense. When threatened, it does not immediately flee, but instead turns to face its attacker, its horns pointed straight at the threat. A relative of the sable antelope, the roan antelope moves slowly, its long legs pressing against the cracked earth. Standing 135 to 160 centimeters tall and weighing 230 to 320 kilograms, The roan antelope faces its toughest survival challenge yet. Well adapted to harsh environments, the roan antelope primarily feeds on grass, but also consumes shrub leaves, herbs, and acacia pods when the savanna dries out. Each herd consists of 6 to 20 individuals, led by a dominant male that defends a territory spanning up to 804,672 square kilometers. When two males encounter each other, intense battles erupt, their nearly 100-centimeter curved horns clashing until one concedes. Though rarely fatal, these fights drain significant energy. As darkness falls, predators emerge. Despite reaching speeds of 57 kilometers per hour, calf mortality remains as high as 80% within the first 7 weeks of life. They are easy prey when forced to move far from water sources, where spotted hyenas lurk in the shadows. Shrill laughter echoes through the night, signaling that a hunt is about to begin. The spotted hyena is Africa's most abundant carnivore. Each clan, also known as a hyena family, can consist of up to 130 individuals, with females as the dominant members. Unlike most mammals, female spotted hyenas are larger and more aggressive than males. Their bodies possess a unique feature, a pseudopenis. Instead of a typical vaginal opening, they give birth through a narrow birth canal, only 2.5 centimeters wide, leading to high birth mortality rates. More than 60% of hyena cubs die at birth due to suffocation or injury during labor. First-time mothers rarely manage to keep their firstborns alive. However, despite the difficult birthing process, their population remains stable, as they give birth to more offspring per litter compared to many other predators. Beneath the dim moonlight, the spotted hyena clan waits patiently. They observe a weak, aging prey, waiting for it to wander away from its herd. With just a single signal from the dominant female, the hunt begins. They bite at their prey's legs, clinging to it until exhaustion takes over. Beyond their biological adaptations, spotted hyenas are renowned for their incredible strength and strategic hunting techniques. They possess jaws capable of exerting 4,500 newtons of bite force, stronger than that of an African lion, powerful enough to crush the densest bones of hoofed animals. They consume everything, from hide and bones to internal organs, devouring what other predators leave behind. A single hyena can consume up to 15 kilograms of meat in one sitting, allowing them to survive even in times of scarcity. Liuwa Plain National Park unfolds like a vast green carpet, where the sky and land merge into an endless horizon. To the east, the Luambimba River cuts across the terrain, providing water to the expansive grasslands. To the west, the Luanginga River flows silently, forming a natural boundary for this fertile land. Water spills over the vegetation, leaving behind a layer of nutrient-rich silt. As the floodwaters recede, the grasslands flourish, attracting massive herds of herbivores and the predators that pursue them. The red-hot sun sinks behind the endless grasslands of Liuwa Plain National Park, where spotted hyenas, despite their overwhelming numbers, remain wary of the true kings of the savanna. African lions dominate the savanna through their size, sheer power, and territorial supremacy. A fully grown male African lion can measure 2.5 to 3.3 meters in length, including the tail, stand 1.2 meters tall at the shoulder, and weigh between 150 to 250 kilograms. Their hunting strategy relies on cooperation and ambush tactics. Using tall grass for cover, they creep forward before launching into a sprint of up to 80 kilometers per hour. A sudden shift in the wind carries the pungent scent of fresh prey. In an instant, the lioness explodes forward. A powerful pounce sends the prey stumbling off balance. When opportunistic scavengers like spotted hyenas attempt to steal the kill, male lions roar fiercely and charge forward, delivering powerful bites to their necks. The chaotic struggle leaves the carcass in scattered pieces. When all that remains are bloodstains on the grass, the battle between the king and the infamous thieves comes to an end. Covering an area of approximately 4,636 square kilometers, North Luangwa National Park is located in the northern part of the Luangwa Valley, bordered by the Luangwa River to the east and the Muchinga Mountains to the west. The park's landscape consists of vast savanna grasslands, mopine woodlands, miombo forests, and rich riverine vegetation. The Mwaleshi River, a clear tributary of the Luangwa River, flows through the park, forming small waterfalls and natural lagoons, providing a vital water source for the local ecosystem. Notably, the park is the only place in Zambia where a black rhinoceros population exists, having been reintroduced in 2003 after being wiped out by poaching. With fewer than 5,000 individuals remaining across Africa, the black rhinoceros is classified as critically endangered by the IUCN. The 3 surviving subspecies are increasingly isolated, while the western black rhinoceros was officially declared extinct in 2011. Though smaller than the white rhinoceros, the black rhinoceros is still impressively sized, standing 132 to 180 centimeters tall and weighing between 800 to 1,400 kilograms. Despite its name, the black rhinoceros has skin tones ranging from brown to gray, allowing it to blend into bushland habitats. Its horns, which grow continuously throughout its lifetime, can reach up to 1.5 meters, making them one of its most distinctive features. However, this very feature has made it a prime target for poaching across Africa. Rhinoceros horns are ground into powder for use in traditional medicine or seen as status symbols, driving high demand, particularly in Vietnam and China. Cape buffalo is one of the most heavily hunted species in Africa. More than 20,000 individuals are killed each year to support the trophy hunting industry. The African buffalo is the strongest herbivore in Africa, thanks to its massive size and ability to defend itself against predators. Standing 1.0 to 1.7 meters tall at the shoulder and reaching up to 3.4 meters in body length, males can weigh up to 725 kilograms, as heavy as a four-wheel drive vehicle. Its dark black coat provides protection from the harsh sun. It requires a constant water source and cannot survive more than 16 kilometers away from rivers or swamps. The African buffalo has an impressive defensive strategy. When threatened, the herd tightens its formation, pushing the calves to the center, creating a solid barrier against predators. They will fight back if necessary. Their curved horns form a thick shield, strong enough to knock down a fully grown African lion. Along the Zambezian evergreen dry forests of Zambia, the greater kudu moves silently through the scattered tree canopies. Its tall frame, slender legs, and lean body allow it to blend seamlessly into the dense thickets. The greater kudu's coat varies from bluish-gray, reddish-brown to pale gray, with distinct white stripes running along its body, creating perfect camouflage between light and shadow. Its head is usually darker, featuring a small white V-shaped marking between the eyes, standing out against its sharp facial features. Mature males possess impressive spiral horns. These horns begin growing when a male kudu is 6 to 12 months old and continue to extend, forming the first spiral turn at 2 years old. A fully developed horn with 2.5 or 3 full spirals only appears when a male reaches 6 years of age. They prefer dense vegetation, where they can hide from predators, but occasionally venture into open grasslands if sufficient cover is available. To cope with the daytime heat, the greater kudu spends most of its time sheltered in thick woodlands, emerging only in the early morning and late afternoon to feed. They drink from natural waterholes, but when water becomes scarce, they rely on roots and tubers with high moisture content to survive. When sensing danger, a mature kudu emits a loud bark to warn the herd. In hilly terrain, kudu use their agility and ability to leap through dense thickets to escape. But in open grasslands, their top speed of 96 kilometers per hour is often not enough against relentless predators with remarkable endurance. Lower Zambezi National Park, located along the northern banks of the Zambezi River in southeastern Zambia, is one of Africa's most remarkable wildlife reserves. Covering approximately 4,092 square kilometers, the park was established in 1983 and has since become a prime destination for those seeking wildlife adventures. The first rays of sunlight reflect off the still water, where an African fish eagle perches atop a tall tree, its sharp eyes scanning the river below. The African fish eagle is a sub-Saharan African raptor, commonly found in regions with large, abundant water sources. With a wingspan of 2 meters and a weight ranging from 2 to 3.6 kilograms, it has a distinct appearance: a white head, chestnut-brown body, and powerful wings. Its hooked yellow beak and razor-sharp talons allow it to grip prey with precision. As an intelligent predator, the African fish eagle hunts not only fish, but also water birds, small animals, and even carrion. When food is scarce, it resorts to stealing meals from other birds, particularly the Goliath heron. They typically build nests in tall trees near water, using large branches to form a sturdy structure. Despite parental protection, eagle chicks often become targets for Nile monitor lizards and monkeys, notorious predators of eggs and young birds. Heat rises from the parched earth of Lower Zambezi National Park. A herd of African bush elephants moves slowly, their trunks sweeping the ground, searching for grass and leaves. Standing 3.04 to 3.36 meters tall at the shoulder and weighing up to 6.9 tons, the African bush elephant is one of the most influential species in its ecosystem. It consumes over 150 kilograms of vegetation daily, ranging from grasses and shrubs to tree bark, and can even uproot entire trees in search of food. Young elephants under loose protection can become targets for predators. In response, the herd tightens its formation, with adults raising their trunks, flapping their ears, and emitting deep infrasonic rumbles that can travel for kilometers to warn others. Poaching for ivory remains a major threat. Some poachers even poison elephant carcasses to kill vultures, preventing rangers from locating poaching sites by tracking scavenger activity. Listed as endangered by the IUCN since 2021, the African bush elephant now faces one of its most urgent conservation battles in history. Beneath the murky waters of the Zambezi River, where sunlight filters through dense forest canopies, a giant predator remains hidden in absolute silence. No ripples, no movement. Only two green-hued eyes drift lazily above the surface, observing the slightest changes along the riverbank. The Nile crocodile, Africa's largest crocodilian and the apex predator of the lower Zambezi, waits. Unlike other reptiles, the Nile crocodile does not need to hunt daily. Its highly efficient digestive system allows it to survive for weeks without food. Its stomach acid ranks among the strongest in the animal kingdom, capable of dissolving bones, horns, shells, and hooves. Everything swallowed is completely digested, leaving no trace behind. The Nile crocodile's range spans across sub-Saharan Africa, but Lower Zambezi National Park is one of its strongholds. Here, these silent hunters rely not only on brute strength, but also on absolute patience. A crocodile can lie motionless for hours, even days, waiting for the perfect moment. When unsuspecting prey approaches the water's edge, there is no warning sign. In an instant, the surface explodes into a violent whirlpool. A lightning-fast lunge, jaws snap shut with razor-sharp teeth, dragging the victim into the raging currents. There is no chance to resist. With a bite force of 22,000 newtons, one of the strongest in the animal kingdom, also submerged in the water, the hippopotamus is a massive, aggressive creature with an incredibly powerful jaw, capable of crushing anything in its path. One of the most striking features of the hippopotamus is its enormous mouth, with a bite force nearly 3 times stronger than that of an African lion. They are considered one of Africa's most dangerous animals, responsible for approximately 500 human fatalities per year. The evolutionary history of this species reveals a remarkable adaptation to a semi-aquatic lifestyle. The hippopotamus shares an ancient common ancestor with whales, but instead of choosing the ocean, it evolved to thrive in freshwater environments. During the day, hippos spend most of their time submerged in water, keeping cool and protecting their sensitive skin from the sun. Their thick skin secretes a special mucus, acting as a natural sunscreen, shielding them from UV rays and infections. Despite their bulky appearance, hippos are surprisingly athletic. At night, when they leave the water to graze, they can reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour, faster than a human. With short but powerful legs, they can sustain this speed over considerable distances when agitated or threatened. Their sudden bursts of speed and unpredictable aggression make them a serious threat to any creature that ventures too close. Their long, sharp teeth allow them to crush nearly anything, from tree trunks and turtle shells to animal bones. Their incisors can grow up to 40 centimeters, while their canines can reach 50 centimeters in length. Despite this deadly arsenal, hippos are primarily herbivores. Each night, an adult hippopotamus consumes around 35 kilograms of grass and riverside vegetation, playing a crucial role in maintaining the balance of grassland and wetland ecosystems. Underwater, hippopotamuses demonstrate extraordinary adaptations. When fully submerged, their nostrils and ears automatically close, preventing water from entering. They can also hold their breath for about 5 minutes before instinctively surfacing for air, without waking up, thanks to an automatic reflex. The hippopotamus's aggressive nature extends beyond its watery domain. When threatened, it does not hesitate to attack. Mature males frequently battle for territory, using their massive canines to bite and slash rivals. The Zambezian evergreen dry forests are situated on rolling hills with well-drained sandy soils, fed by the Kabompo River in northern Barotseland, western Zambia, with part of the region extending across the border into Angola. This ecoregion lies at an elevation of 1,100 to 1,200 meters. The climate is tropical savanna, with an average annual temperature of around 21 degrees Celsius. These forests provide habitat for a variety of wildlife, including ungulates such as the yellow-backed duiker, blue duiker, and bush pigs. The region is particularly rich in bird life, with nearly 400 recorded species, including the crested guinea fowl, olive long-tailed cuckoo, Ross's turaco, Cabanis's green bull, and purple-throated cuckoo shrike. Beneath the dense canopy of the Zambezian evergreen dry forests, where sunlight rarely penetrates the thick foliage, the red river hog moves silently along forest trails. They are non-migratory, living within fixed home ranges, using the dense vegetation as natural cover to avoid detection. They are most active at night or during twilight, when large predators are on the hunt. Their long, sensitive whiskers help them detect food even in darkness, while their short but powerful legs aid in constant digging. Their diet consists mainly of roots, tubers, stems, fruits, seeds, nuts, grass, fungi, and even aquatic plants. As omnivores, they also hunt insects, snails, small reptiles, and readily scavenge carrion. With their elongated snouts and strong jaws, they are efficient foragers, turning over forest debris in search of nutrients. Living in dense forests, the red river hog does not rely on speed to escape, but instead dashes into thick undergrowth, using the terrain to evade predators. When cornered, they ram forward, thrust with their snouts, and whip their tails to distract or injure attackers. Beneath the dense canopy, where sunlight filters through the leaves, casting patterns across the moss-covered forest floor, the crested guinea fowl moves silently through the undergrowth. Its jet-black plumage, speckled with hundreds of white-blue dots, allows it to blend seamlessly into its surroundings. Yet, it is the unique feathered crest, piercing red eyes, and bare face, adorned with red and blue skin patches that make this bird truly distinctive. The crested guinea fowl's habitat spans across dense forests, wooded savannas, and thick lowland vegetation of sub-Saharan Africa, particularly in the moist riverine forests and floodplains of Zambia. They live in small flocks of 10 to 20 individuals, enhancing their survival chances in an environment full of danger. In the shadows of dense forests, they rely on their keen sense of smell and sharp eyesight to forage for food. Unlike many other forest birds, they do not seek refuge in high branches, but spend most of their time foraging on the ground, moving slowly through the underbrush. Their diet consists mainly of seeds, berries, insects, small reptiles, and tiny mammals, providing them with the energy needed to thrive in the relentless wilderness. Lukanga Swamp stretches like a vast mirror, reflecting the Zambian sky, positioned at the heart of the flooded grasslands and savanna biome. This area is not only a rich wetland, but also a crucial link in the greater ecosystem of the Kafue River Basin. Covering more than 2,600 square kilometers, it stands as one of Africa's most significant wetlands, playing a key role in water regulation, while providing habitat for a diverse range of endemic plant and animal species. The African spoonbill moves slowly through the shallow waters of Bangweulu wetlands, swaying its distinctive bill in search of prey. Any creature, whether small fish, mollusks, crustaceans, insects, or larvae, that accidentally touches the inside of its bill is instantly trapped in a lightning-fast snap. This highly effective hunting technique allows it to maximize the rich resources of the wetland ecosystem. Standing nearly 1 meter tall with a wingspan of 1.2 to 1.4 meters, the African spoonbill is about the size of a small child. Its pure white plumage contrasts sharply with its deep red legs and distinctive spoon-shaped bill, making it a striking presence in the vast wetland landscape. Despite its impressive appearance, this bird is naturally shy, often keeping its distance from humans. When sensing danger, it immediately takes flight, its powerful wing beats carrying it gracefully across the open sky. The shoebill stands towering over the still waters of Bangweulu wetlands, its piercing eyes scanning for the slightest movement beneath the surface. This is no ordinary wading bird. It is a cold-blooded predator, fiercely defending its territory against any intruder. Its diet consists mainly of catfish, eels, snakes, and frogs. For prey that is too large, it mercilessly crushes it with its sharp-edged bill before consuming it. Not only is the shoebill a formidable predator, but it is also a bird with an impressive lifespan. On average, it can live up to 35 years, significantly outlasting most other bird species in the region. However, this ancient species is now facing severe threats. Estimates suggest that only 3,300 to 5,300 mature individuals remain in African freshwater swamps, from South Sudan to Zambia, and their numbers continue to decline. Some African tribes regard the shoebill as a symbol of misfortune, leading to persecution and killing to ward off bad luck. Additionally, illegal wildlife trafficking poses a major threat, as many shoebills die during capture, transport, or captivity. Across the vast wetlands of Barotse floodplain, where lush green grasslands stretch endlessly and shallow waters reflect the sky, the grey-crowned crane appears with a regal presence. Its radiant golden crest, powerful outstretched wings, and graceful stride make it a vibrant symbol of Africa's ecosystem. Its distinctive appearance allows it to stand out in the wild. An elegant plumage covers its body, while its wings display pure white patches. Its piercing blue or pale grey eyes, combined with a red throat pouch that inflates during communication, add to its majestic allure. With its tall stature, long legs, and sharp beak, the grey-crowned crane moves effortlessly through marshy landscapes. This species is the national bird of Uganda, honored on the country's flag and emblem, and holds cultural significance in Kenya, Namibia, Zambia, and South Africa. In these nations, it is regarded as a symbol of peace and prosperity. Despite its magnificent presence, the grey-crowned crane has also become a target for humans. Poaching for eggs and feathers, along with beliefs in spiritual or medicinal properties, has led to a decline in its population. In stark contrast to the elegance of the grey-crowned crane, the marabou stork is often considered one of Africa's most unattractive creatures, yet it plays an essential role in maintaining ecological balance. With its long wingspan, towering stature, and somber-colored plumage, the marabou stork exudes an air of mystery within its environment. Widely distributed across sub-Saharan Africa, marabou storks can be found in wetlands, savannas, floodplains, and even urban areas where they scavenge on human food waste. Despite their massive size, reaching up to 1.5 meters tall with a wingspan of nearly 3.7 meters, They move quietly, relying on rising thermal currents to glide effortlessly instead of frequently flapping their wings. This energy-efficient flight strategy allows them to search for food over vast distances, an effective survival technique in the harsh African wilderness. The diet of the marabou stork reflects its strong survival instincts and remarkable adaptability. As an opportunistic omnivore, it consumes large amounts of carrion, dead fish, insects, small reptiles, crustaceans, and even the chicks of other birds, such as flamingos. Its predatory abilities are not limited to scavenging. When spotting a weak animal or a fallen chick, the marabou stork can lunge forward with surprising speed, using its powerful beak to deliver a swift, fatal strike. Unlike most birds, marabou storks have bald heads and wrinkled skin instead of feathered crowns. This is not a flaw of nature, but rather a crucial evolutionary adaptation that helps them avoid bacterial infections when feeding on rotting carcasses. If they had feathers on their heads, decaying flesh and harmful bacteria could stick to them, leading to serious infections. Their bare skin acts as a natural defense mechanism, keeping them clean and healthy despite their diet. More than just scavengers, marabou storks play a vital role in maintaining ecosystem balance. By consuming rotting carcasses, they accelerate the decomposition process, helping to prevent the spread of disease. While predators only consume fresh meat, marabou storks, with their strong hooked beaks, can tear through tough hides, allowing smaller scavengers to access leftover remains. This natural cleanup service not only keeps the environment clean, but also supports the survival of other scavengers within the ecosystem. We have just journeyed through the rawest chapters of the crusade for life and the fatal traps waiting beneath every migrating step from Liuwa Plain to the Masai Mara River. Which animal in today's episode made you see the wild world in a different light? Was it the unshaken, solitary grit of the uncrowned ruler, Lady Liuwa, or the power of ruthless unity and discipline within the African wild dog pack? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Your understanding is the finest tribute these wild animals could receive. Do not forget to hit like and subscribe to join me on the next field journeys, where we will continue to unlock the most mysterious survival codes. And if you want to explore more wild animals, keep going with hyena versus lion, clash of predators in the savanna, or wild dogs versus lion, when unity survives overwhelming power. We have just journeyed through the rawest chapters of the crusade for life and the fatal traps waiting beneath every migrating step. From Liuwa Plain to the Masai Mara River. Which animal in today's episode made you see the wild world in a different light? Was it the unshaken, solitary grit of the uncrowned ruler, Lady Liuwa, or the power of ruthless unity and discipline within the African wild dog pack? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Your understanding is the finest tribute these wild animals could receive. Do not forget to hit like and subscribe to join me on the next field journeys, where we will continue to unlock the most mysterious survival codes. And if you want to explore more wild animals, keep going with hyena versus lion, clash of predators in the savanna, or wild dogs versus lion, when unity survives overwhelming power.